What's going on, YouTube? Gabriel right here, represent PGA Tour, driven the movement towards improvement. Today's video, we're gonna head up to Woods Valley and just do a little bit of practicing. So we're head up there, driving the White Stallion. Okay, this thing's pumping out 4 cylinders, 200 horsepower. Okay, all right, life's good. You know what I'm saying? I think this car is a testament that if you really put your mind to something, you really work hard, I think life will reward you with its treasures. So I got no complaints. You know, life's good, man. Living the dream. Now let's go to Woods. Little stick shift here, 5-speed. As you can see, my car is a bit messy. I got bags of trash, and I think that's an old banana peel. I'm just showing you guys just how I really am. You know, there's no Gabe doesn't put on no facade for you. This is me, people. This is all of me. Okay, just pulled up the Woods. One of the things you guys might have figured out by now is my favorite color is blue. So as you can see, mostly thing I always have always has a tint of blue. He's got blue, blue, blue. Wearing a blue shirt, so pull up the Woods. Let's go in the pro shop and see who's working. Camera.
You should. I told you to video Kia. Hi,
Annalise is working at Woods.
Here we go, going into Woods. Oh, whoa.
Almost had a little mishap right there.
Doing nothing as usual.
Trust me, I know Tyler. He's a working man. That's just the name of the game. What's going on today?
We had a whole 71 players today. So I've been here since 10 o'clock, ready to go home or play some golf, but stuck in the shop.
You should come play with me later.
I would.
I'm gonna do some practicing. Putt a little, hit a little, then go play, probably the back 9. What's this room called, Annalise?
This is our TV room, I guess you would call it. Our wannabe bar. One day bar. Soon-to-be bar.
Well, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to review my last few rounds.
With me? Or just you?
I was just going to do me and figure out what my game plan for practice is going to be today. Okay, you guys, here I am reviewing my rounds. I got my notebook out in which I've been taking my stats and writing down what I've been doing every day as in terms of practice, what I think I can improve, so I could show you a little more detail what this looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I write down what golf course I was at, the date, and then now I'm going to be tracking my practice regimen every day, so I'll just write down what I did, 30 minutes with the chalk line, with the camera, working on stroke, working on starting my line, more neutral path, not coming so much from the inside, 20 minutes hitting uphill and downhill putts, having to go past the hole, set a little goal for myself, and then 10 minutes using my electronic level just for reading the greens, and then I went and hit for 20 minutes and went and played. Okay, so here I said, was picking more specific targets off the tee, just trying to pick a tree out in the distance or yardage marker, just trying to pick something more specific, not trying to curve it as much. Drove the ball well. Not lining up ball felt good. Picking a high point by hole. I was referring to my putting. I'm not lining the ball up anymore, having a line on my ball. Right here we're just saying on pre-shot routine, visualize first, then pick out intermediate target, because if I pick out my intermediate target then visualize, then when I go to hit my shot I forget where my intermediate target is and I have to redo it. So I figure I'll just switch those two up, and then I just write down what I was having troubles with or something else helped me. So right here, but on higher pitch shots, coming from the inside seems to help, having the ball come up softer, haven't been aiming consistently, and I know it, so when I set up to the target I can feel whether I'm closed or open. It just hasn't been consistent. So today I'll be working on my pre-shot routine and trying to aim up consistently every time. But as you can see, I'll just really write down anything that comes to mind, just trying to become as aware as much as possible. Misread low tendency to be short on downhillers. Misread low mainly on downhill right to lefter. So I might find some downhill right to left putts and try to make sure I'm playing enough break. And then I just write down any questions for my coach that I can ask him next time I see him. So it's just basically a review of the day, what went well, what went bad, what's my game plan for the next day to get better. Okay, a lot of you guys ask me how I do my stats, and here's a look at a scorecard I had from just a few days ago, 3 days ago. I always start off by writing what I hit off the tee: hybrid, straight, driver right, 3-iron straight. So I just basically put what I hit, where it went. I put a little check if I hit the fairway and a little dash if I didn't. And actually a lot of times what I'm doing now is writing the swing thought I had for that swing. So I'll put draw swing, maybe it went right, maybe it went left, so I know what swings are going where. So for this hole it said cut swing, over faded, over cut. So now I know there's a shot I can't miss right, I'm not going to try to cut it, because so far my tendency is my cut swing over cut. So now when it comes to my approach shot, I write the yardage I had in: 145 9-iron, 162 8-iron, 164 8-iron. I write down a little check if I hit the green, a little dash if I missed, and then I write where that approach went. And then also for putting, which is basically one of the biggest when it comes to stats, is I write the length of putt, but then I write down misread low, downhill right to lefter, or short downhill, or misread low, uphill right to left. And I do that through the whole round. So basically I just want to get an idea of my tendencies. If I have a tendency to keep misreading putts low that are downhill right to left, I know what I need to work on. So basically this is just giving me something. This is my feedback on what I need to do better for my next round. I can look at my stats, I can look at what shots I was hitting good, what shots I hit bad, why I was missing the putts. Was it misreadings, not starting on my line, or speed? This gives me all the information I need to figure out what I'm going to work on the next day. Okay, so here we are on the putting green, and right now what I'm trying to do is work on starting the ball on my line. We went and had a putting lesson with my coach, and we found out that I'm coming too far from the inside out by quite a bit. So I threw down a chalk line that you can get at Home Depot or any type of hardware store. And what the chalk line helps me is I can see where the center of my putter is. I can make sure I'm not going too far off that chalk line. I find a straight putt, throw down the chalk line. Now I can see the ball starting on line and staying on that chalk line. And if I'm pushing or pulling it, you can see immediate feedback because you can see the ball starting off that line. And like I said, I can see where my putter is relative to that line and make sure I'm not coming too far off it. Another thing that I can do is, if I'm trying not to come too far from the inside on the backswing and too far out on the follow through, I can put a tee by the heel on the backswing. So if I come too far inside, I hit that tee. Now will let me know I'm coming too far inside. And on the follow through, to make sure I'm not coming too far out, I can put a tee by the toe, and I'll show you what that looks like. But right now I'm just trying to work on a neutral path of getting the face squared impact and starting it on my line, about a 4.5 footer. Okay, so next thing that I like to do is grab about a 21 footer here. I put a club at both sides of the end of the hole, about 2.5 feet past the hole, and this is just for speed. I want to try to make sure I don't leave the ball short of the hole, but I don't go too far to where I hit the club behind the hole. I try to get a uphill and downhill putt, just slightly uphill, slightly downhill. And on the uphill putt, I'll probably put it maybe 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and on the downhiller, 2.5 feet, 3 feet. It's a lot harder to judge the speed on the downhill putt as it tends to trickle, so don't make it too hard on yourself, don't beat yourself up. But you know, I just like to go back and forth, uphill and downhill, and try to make sure I don't leave it short of the hole, but I don't hit the club. And like to do, you know, 6 in a row back to back. It's actually a lot harder than you think, and considering I'm not using my Scotty Cameron, I took the head off to paint it. I'm using this old ping I got on Craigslist. You know, the weighting is a lot different, the face is different, so it's harder for me, but practice is practice.
Hey guys, it's Annalise. Go support Gabe and pick up a Movement Towards Improvement t-shirt.
All right, let's just tag your Instagram. What's your Instagram name?
Annalise Freddy. They're not gonna know how to spell that.
All right, how do you spell Annalise Freddy?
ANNELISE_Freddy.
All right, go follow Annalise on Instagram. All right, you guys. So here I am on the range, and usually on the putting green, I like to work on reading the putts. But the green's just late in the day. They're super bumpy. There's already been hundreds of people walking on them, and you know, I was hitting a putt, trying to read it, hit it. It was just bouncing off my line, so I just, you know, didn't even want to try And don't be too hard on your guys itself if you're doing some sort of putting drills or you're missing a lot of putts. If you're putting on bad greens, public greens, something that's got a lot of play. So yeah, don't make it too hard on yourself. Right now I'm on the range. As you can see, there is nobody out here. Okay. And like I said, after looking at my stats, I've been doing really poorly at judging distances from 20, 30, 40 yard pitch shots. So here I got a little range bucket. I put out some buckets at 20 or 10, 20, 30 yards. So I'm just gonna work on hitting some different trajectories and just working on my distance control, making sure I'm not hitting them too far. A number and picked out I couldn't go long left, and then I'd go through my pre-shot routine and pretended I couldn't go long left, made sure I came up short. Or if I had 130 yards but I couldn't go long, I hit my pitching wedge, and then I pretend maybe that 130 yard shot was a front pin with a deep bunker in front and I couldn't go short, so then I hit my 9. So because last time when I played at Stone Ridge, I left a lot of shots short-sided myself, and I wasn't thinking where's the right way to miss this. The greens are rolling really fast, 12, 13 on the stimp, and anytime I was above the hole, it was almost impossible to get up and down, and if not, a guaranteed bogey. So now, that's the whole goal. I don't want to play around, go back out and play around and make the same mistakes I made before. So I made some mistakes. Now I go on the range and I actually work on it. I don't even need to go to the course. I'm just going, okay, short left, can't be there. I can't be long right. I want to give myself the best opportunity to get up and down. In some courses, you have less room for error. Another thing I noticed was aiming too far right with my driver. So what did I do? I just kept setting up, going through my pre-shot routine, checking my aim, figuring out what could I do? What do I need to do to get myself to aim up more square? And I just kept calibrating. And it ended up being better at the end, and it was easier for me to clear and get through the shot. So that's the whole goal about your practice. It's pretty simple. People ask me, Gabe, how can I lower my handicap? Well, I'm not sure. It's different for everybody. But if you take your stats and you're aware of what you're doing wrong, where you can improve, whether it's, I feel like my aim's inconsistent, or I'm misreading a lot of downhill right to lefters, those are mine, then you can work on them. Then you can set up a game plan. I come out here, I go over my stats, I review my previous days, and I already know what I'm going to work on before I even come out here, okay? So, you guys, if you're going to get better, you got to do better things. You have to see yourself as a better golfer. You can't be the same golfer you have been, or else you're going to get the same results. So if I want to be a better player, if I want to be a player who shoots under par every round, I got to think about how would a player who shoots under par practice. He's going to be regimented. He's going to be structured. He's going to be organized. He knows exactly what he needs to work on, and he's going to divvy up his day accordingly. So anyways, you guys, this is just what I'm going through. I'm getting more detailed, more efficient, okay? I think there's plenty of talented people. There's plenty of people who work hard. My goal is to work smart, okay? Look at all the college kids. There's so many good golfers out there, you guys. College kids, mini tour players, web.com, Asia, European, Japan, Gateway, eGolf Tour. There's so many good guys out there. And guess what? A lot of them work hard as well. They're all practicing 6 to 8 hours a day, 5-7 days a week. They got coaches. And I think what separates the good players from the bad ones is those who work the smartest, those who can really figure out how to improve and do that every day. So you guys, this is Gabriel White here. PGA Tour driven, the movement towards improvement. I'm actually going to go home, do a little more practicing, write another review on this day. I can give it to my coach. We can assess it, make improvements. Bam! MTI. That's what it is, homie. I get it. I get it. I get it. Get it. Get it. Okay guys, here we are on hole number 2, and this is a shot, if I mentioned it earlier, I'll mention it now, where it's a par 5, and I didn't want to go for it because I didn't want to hit it in these front 2 bunkers here. The pin was back, and I could only hit hybrid because I don't have 3-wood to these front 2 bunkers, and I didn't want to put those in play and have a 35-yard bunker shot. So I laid up to about right here in the fairway. I had good shots. I did this 2 rounds in a row. And the pin is back, so as you can see, the pin's front, that's middle, and the pin was back, and I wanted to land it about middle, little past this red flag, about right here, and let it release up to the hole. and both times, instead of landing it right here, I landed it up here by the hole, and it went off 18 feet by. I didn't even give myself a decent look at birdie. So I am out here, and I'm going to practice the exact shot that I hit poorly. I mean, what a thought, right? You do something bad, you go back out to the exact spot that you didn't do well on, and you do it till you do it right. So then the next time you come out here and you got the same shot, you go, I did it, I fixed it, how could I mess this up? How? I don't even know. I can't even fathom. I can't even think. I can't even explain to you. It would be impossible. Okay, so I put 4 balls on the ground, the exact yardage that I had trouble on, because I laser all my shots, and then I put an alignment stick down where the pin was, because the pin's different today. And I'm gonna hit this shot until I feel comfortable, until I do it so many times right that the next time I have it, it's impossible for me to mess up. Okay, so here's the first 4 balls I hit, and I'm actually pretty happy with those. There's the alignment rod, and here's the farthest ball away, and it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 paces, so about 12 feet. That's the worst I did. That one I paced off is about 12 feet. These two about 8 feet, 9 feet. So that's not bad. Before, I was leaving myself off the back. I was trying to land the ball right there. I was landing it right here. I mean, it was a mess. So even just off the first 4 balls, because I already went and practiced on the range, these are all uphill right to lefters, and if these were the worst I did, this is perfect. So I'm gonna keep practicing until I even get it better. Okay guys, all done here at Woods. Spent about 5 hours over here today just putting, hitting some balls on the range, working on pre-shot routine, working on aiming up, and doing some short games. So yeah, about to go home, review the day, do some more putting practice, and edit this video.
Hey, Josh here from Vista Valley. Go support Gabe and get your Movement Towards Improvement t-shirts. JJ here. Go grab some t-shirts from Gabe, Movement Towards Improvement. Go get a Movement Towards Improvement t-shirts.